Kia ora friends, Lana here. This is my face. It has been a while. I think I say that every video. I do plan to improve this in the future. However, yes, hi, hello, I am Lana. Welcome to my channel, Lore and Lullabies. I suck at intros. Today I'm doing the 22 books I want to read in 2022. These are mostly books that I've had for a while that I need to read or are just really high on my TBR for whatever reason. These are in no particular order because that would take organization, and that is something that I don't know if I am capable of doing. So here we go. The first one is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. I still haven't read this one. I've started it multiple times. I've read like the first few chapters, and then for whatever reason I run out a month and I just haven't got around to finishing this book. I think because of the tense, it does take me a little longer to get into it, but like I ugly cried on the first page, the first freaking page. So I know that this is good, and perhaps that is another reason why I haven't got around to it in 2020 or 2021, because it just hits, you know? So this is definitely one, even if it's only the first book that I read, this is definitely one that I want to get around to this year. Next year, but this year. The next book or series that I want to read is the Shadow and Fox series by Julie Kagawa. That is Shadow of the Fox, Soul of the Sword, and Night of the Dragon. I have had these for 2 years. Honestly, I don't know why I haven't read it yet. There are shapeshifters, samurai, demons. It literally has everything that I love in this. So I just need to read it, and that is what I'm going to do this year. We have another series. I have read the first one, Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Lani Taylor. We'll probably need to do a reread of this one because it's been like a year since I've read it, over a year now. I'm probably shooting myself in the foot for this, but we'll see how we go. I do know Chelsea from Chelsea Jow is wanting to read this one as well, so maybe I'll do a buddy read with her because she's super fun to do buddy reads with. So we'll see how that goes, and maybe. I haven't approached her about it yet. I'm just rolling off the cuff here. Okay. Super annoying thing. First book and cover. Second book and cover. Third book and cover. They are all completely different covers. This one's a different size. So I do need to do something about that eventually, but I will read them and then decide which ones I like the best. To be honest, I like the bigger books because I'm blind. So I do like the bigger books, but these are impossible to find now. So I probably won't be able to get these. So same with this. I think they're all gone now. So I'll probably just have to get the first two in this one. I actually got this one for my birthday because QBD give you $10 as a gift on your birthday. Dream of Gods and Monsters only cost me $8, so yay! Yeah, if you can see that, it's $18 for this book in Australia. I think that's pretty expensive for everyone else around the world, but it is what it is. The next book that I want to read is The Prison Healer by Lynette Noni. Surprisingly, I haven't read anything by her at all, ever, but I hear amazing things. I do want to read her Arcane series as well, but I got this one first, and I have recently, in a recent haul, I did get the second one in this series, so I will at least read the first one this year. Jessie the Bookish Mum says many great things about it, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Next we have The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. Again, I've heard so many things about this. I had never heard about it before I got it in the Fable Crate box. Don't know what month it was, but I really want to read this. It is super beautiful. It's the only super yellow book that I have, so I love having it on display on my bookshelf. But if that wasn't pretty enough, the actual hardcover itself is super gorgeous. I know I showed this in the actual unboxing, so if you want to see that, I'll put it in the cards or somewhere, but really want to read this. It's like elemental seasonal magic. That's all I really know about it, and it's just beautiful. Next we have The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Ardern. I have read the first one. I absolutely loved it. Obsessed. It is one of my favorite books of all time now. Sorry if you can hear my neighbor going off. Okay, that took way longer than I thought it would. My neighbor has just been like yelling and swearing all day for like the last 3 hours. Oh, nope, she's still going. But I'm gonna try and do this. So if the lighting is weird and way darker than before, it's because it's been a fair few hours. But let's crack on. I am doing the read along with the beautiful people in Evie's group on Discord. I'll leave a link to that if you want to join us. We're reading the first book, which is, oh my gosh, I'm having a blank. What is it called? We're reading that one in December. Read that one in December. The Baron and the Nightingale is already one of my favorite books of all time now, so I'm really excited to continue reading. We will be reading this one in January and then the third in February, so I will definitely be reading these ones. Why was I struggling with the name? It literally says the first book there. The next book is The One and Only Akita. I have only read one other Sarah J Maas book, House of Blood and Earth or something like that. That was the only one that I've read. I really enjoyed it, loved it. I think because of all of the hype, I didn't want to read this or A Throne of Glass. Mel from A Book Fiend named Mel recommended Sarah J Maas to me. She really enjoyed it, so I think I will. I do have the first 3. I'm missing the 4th. Wait. I think I'm missing the 4th, and then I've got the 5th back there. I'm only really want to get the first one, and then see how I go from there. I might just binge all of them. I don't know. This year I'm kind of flying loose and free with my TBRs, so definitely this one. I want to also finally finish this duology, which is the second book of the Girl Dressed in Blood. I read Girl Dressed in Blood around January last year, and I found this at a Lifeline Book Fest for like $4, so I got it. It looks pretty good, like it's in really good nick, so I had to get it. Then I can finish reading the duology. I don't own the first one, so I will need to get that as well because the covers are really beautiful. But this YA actually got me into thinking that I would enjoy horror last year. This is one of the 2 books that got me interested in reading horror. Both of them were YA, strangely enough, but since then all of the horror that I've read I have thoroughly enjoyed, so thank you, Kendar Blake. So the next one, I am so late to the party in this one, but that is House on the Cerulean Sea by TJ Klune. This is actually a gift from Evie at She's Only Evie. She sent me this because she's just a beautiful soul, just randomly, and I cannot thank you enough. I'm so excited to read this, and this is a must read on my 2022 TBR. This series started so long ago, and I have read the first 2 multiple times, and then I always like sort of pitter out or have other books that I want to read before I continue. But I am determined this year to read at least 2 of the Jack West series by Matthew Riley. Starts off with the 7 Ancient Wonders, I believe, and then the 6 Sacred Stones. This is the 5th Greatest Warriors, as I mentioned, and this is just so much fun. It's like a urban adventure story. It's just so fun. They travel through all of these amazing places that I've always wanted to travel, and I just absolutely love this book, this series, from what I've read so far. I love Matthew Riley. I don't own the last two, but I will be fixing that this year. So yeah, this is definitely on that list. The next one I have been putting off for so long just because of how not heavy but not heavy but like hard hitting, and how much I know that I'm going to invest into it emotionally, and it's one of those books that I know is going to stick with me for a little while. That is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I need to read this. I got this in a haul this year. It keeps looking at me, telling me to read it, and I've just been like, not yet, not yet. So this year is the year. I will read The Hate You Give this year. I know that by the end of the year I will finish this trilogy, but I really do want to finish Patience of a Dead Man trilogy by Michael Clarke. Patience of a Dead Man was so good, and I don't know why I didn't keep going, because I know that I wanted to. I think there were just other ones like buddy reads that I had to do. I just ran out of time, and then with working as well and family and such. The last couple of months I've also not really read a lot. I've been in a bit slumpy. I might actually reread Patience of a Dead Man because it is that good. So I might just do the whole thing. I do have the complete series in a bind up here. It is awesome and floppy. Love a good flop. And I also have my book, what I call? I also have my book plate in there that was signed and sent to me by Michael Clarke. Super stoked. You can probably see Mildred behind me. Also sent to me. If you've been on this channel, you've seen it because I just love it. I'm running out of space. The next one is the Bone Tiki. This is set in New Zealand. The author is New Zealander. This is a gift for the Space Siren Secret Santa from Amber of Books of Amber. This has been on my wish list for so long. I'm really just looking forward to reading places that I recognize and know. In New Zealand, in the Māori culture, there are certain things that are taboo or sacred. If they're sacred and you touch something or you take something that's not yours, then essentially you're cursed, and this book follows that. I have grown up with stories of this happening. I actually have a story in my family where that happened in an ancient burial ground of the chiefs of one of my tribes. And so I'm really interested to see what happens here with young Matu. Yeah, if you want to hear that story, let me know, because I've been working on something that's around that. I just don't know how to do it. There's a lot of research that has to go into it and talking with family members, etc. But yeah, if you want that, let me know and I will make it a priority. The next one has been on my TBR for a good 2 years, and that is The Gollum and the Genie by Helen Wicker. I don't really know a lot about this, but it's really pretty and the title got me, so I want to read it. I've had this book on a couple of TBRs, and that is Gideon the Ninth. This is a sapphic science fiction. I cannot wait to read this. I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet. I just haven't really been in the mood for like sci-fi a lot this year, which is one of my goals for this year to change. The author is also from New Zealand, so quite excited about this one. Sorry about the shine. It is a very high priority. I've never read this next author before, but I have heard amazing things, especially about this series, Vicious by V.E. Schwab. Everyone knows about this one. I have to be like one of the last people to read this book. I don't know a lot about it, just that I need to read it. This was a recommendation by my friend Marlene, and she absolutely loved it, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it because we have very similar book tastes. The next one you can't see, but I didn't want to move it either because it's quite heavy up there, but if you can see right up there is Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. I also need to read that this year. I had it in at least 5 of my TBRs from last month, so time to get to it. I'm partway through it. Obviously, I need to reread it now, but I'm partway through it. I don't know why I haven't read it again, but I just need to get to it. No excuses. I just need to get to it. The last book in my 2022 that I want to read has literally just shown up on my door yesterday, 2 days ago. I did not know it's coming. It was actually on my list of books to read in 2022, but now I actually own it. I was going to get it from the library, and that is The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. Not only do I actually love this cover, it was a gift to me by Ali from Earl Grey Books. She's one of my besties. I've just been really lucky this year in friendships. That's another video, so we won't talk about that. But she absolutely loved this. My best friend Giddens loved this and told me to read it. So in all of the books that I get like as gifts, I always leave the note in there, so I know who they're from. Usually I date them as well. Don't know why. It's just nice to know how long I've had a book sometimes. Those are the 22 books that I will be reading in 2022. Don't know why that is so hard to say, but for some reason my mouth does not do what my brain tells it to and just makes me look really awkward. If you like this content, if you want to see reading vlogs of these, let me know in the comments down below. So that's it for me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the year or start of the year. I don't know when this is going up because organization. I'm working on it for next year. But until then, ka kite.